Okay, people, so after 8 years, this manga is finally coming to an end, and you're probably like, yo, dog, which series, which manga is coming to an end? It's been 8 years, Now, there's a few series that you're probably gonna go and date back to, like, well, geez, My Hero was 8 years ago. That's already confirmed to be ending. Black Clover is closing in on that. Like, which series is it? Oh, and by the way, the series is ending within 3 chapters, to be precise. It's not outright ending right now. It'll end in 3. And we're gonna talk about that, the #1 selling manga of the US for 2021, and so much more in the next episode of ForneverWorld! Quickly, people, I just wanted to let you know 65% of people watching this right now, y'all not subscribed, and it would really help this channel immensely and help you to get notified whenever there's new anime and manga related news by hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell to get all notifications. Greatly appreciated. You help yourself out, you help me out. It's a win-win. Yes, people, another series after a long run is finally coming to an end, and honestly, it's to be expected, right? Majority of manga, they have an expiration date. Hell, all manga have an expiration date. Even some of the long timers like Kochikame that ran in Shonen Jump for like 50 million years eventually had to come to an end, and this series is coming to an end. It's not necessarily a Jump title, but it is under Shueisha, and you may have seen it around, you may have heard of it, you may have been like, yo, dog, main character kind of looks like Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3. What the hell is this? And I'm referring to Golden Kamui, because apparently Golden Kamui is about to end within the next few weeks. Let's just quickly read. Golden Kamui by Satoru Nodo will end in 3 chapters in Weekly Young Jump. Last chapter will be chapter 314, 32 volumes in total. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Golden Kamui, I really enjoyed the first season of the anime. I probably said that a dozen times now, but I just really did. It wasn't the greatest product, it wasn't the greatest animation, but nevertheless, it was okay, and I liked the premise, and I thought the character designs was cool, and I liked the relationship between the main character and his little companion and whatnot. Like, all of that was really dope, but it's, yeah, about time. To be honest with you, I thought something like Golden Kamui, considering it never really blew up per se. Like, it was alright, it did decent. I would see it on the charts once in a while, but nothing crazy. Considering that ending after 8 years is actually a really good thing, because, you know what I'm saying, some series don't get that luxury. There's a lot of series, heck, I have a whole drawer filled with them, from Hungry Joker to Barrage to Iron Knight, Takamagahara, Samurai 8 is crying in the corner right there. Yeah, I got like every volume of Samurai 8 now as well, because I had to show love. But yeah, a lot of series have to come to an end. Well, some sooner than others. Those were canceled, and Golden Kamui actually is having a great run. 32 volumes, that's not a cancellation, that's an end. It is ending in 3 chapters. I'm, I guess, curious for anybody out there. I'm not sure. Is there any Golden Kamui fans out there? If you are, then let me know. I will really be curious if you drop a comment saying like hashtag I rocks for Golden Kamui or whatever it may be, because yeah, Golden Kamui is actually coming to an end. From what I watched, I thought it was cool, but it never really blew up and never really got like major notoriety like I thought it would have, because especially like, you know, it's a seinen manga, so you would think like, hey, this could be something crazy, but oftentimes seinen kind of miss the boat unless they really go to almost damn near borderline shonen on a, like Blood Lad, or like One Punch Man is technically shonen or technically seinen but runs in shonen over here, and like really wild stuff. And just in general, people, yes, after 8 years, Golden Kamui is coming to an end in 3 weeks. It's been a journey and it lasted a long time, 32 volumes. Shout outs to Golden Kamui. All good things must come to an end. All of them can't be at the top, unlike this series right here, because I'm not gonna lie, the next thing we're about to talk about right here with My Hero Academia, what? Because at the end of the day, all good things must come to an end, but fret not, because we have good news on this side of things in terms of we got the best-selling manga of 2021 in the USA, and this one right here is not necessarily a shocker, but it's definitely a statement, and it's definitely interesting to see what things go on moving forward, considering the fact that this series has clearly penetrated the West, despite whatever you may see online, despite the fact of what maybe a critic such as even myself might say about this series from time to time. Ultimately, it is speaking for itself in terms of people absolutely loving it, because according to this right here, the #1 best-selling manga of 2021 for the U.S.A. is... Imagine I just read off a list of like every manga in existence that it's not. Like, I start off like, it starts off with, it's not Naruto, it's not Rave Master, it's not... Astro Boy. That would be mighty funny and a big waste of your time, and I'm not going to do that, because My Hero Academia is the #1 selling manga in the USA for 2 years in a row. I don't care. Clap it up. Clap it up for My Hero Academia. That is one hell of a feat and very awesome and definitely well deserving. I'm saying like, yo, dog, you're doing it. No matter how you feel about My Hero Academia lately or recently or whatever it may be, My Hero Academia is clearly selling and clearly resonating with people in the West, because it says here, courtesy of Shonen Saito over on Twitter, My Hero Academia was the most sold manga in USA in 2021. It's followed closely by Kimetsu no Yaiba, aka Demon Slayer, and Shingeki no Kyojin, aka Attack on Titan, and then Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. It's curious how One Piece is just at place 16. What? Hold the phone. So at the tippy top is My Hero Academia, and then at number 2 is Demon Slayer, and then followed by Jujutsu and Chainsaw Man. So, which is kind of interesting that Chainsaw Man is showing like, okay, even though it's very, very popular, it's still behind the other ones because it still doesn't have an anime. But just imagine when it gets that anime, again, different ball game. Jujutsu Kaisen being at number 4, that's interesting considering Jujutsu Kaisen is number 1 in Japan. But then you also got to look at it as we get things a lot later, volume-wise, right? Like something is really popular over there in Japan, and we don't get it volume-wise still for a very long time. That's something that we are not synced up with the Japanese. Over there, they be having, let's just say, volume 1 in March. We don't get volume 1 sometimes until the next year of like August or some. It's crazy like that. And then Attack on Titan at number 3. That's interesting that it definitely shows Demon Slayer has surpassed Attack on Titan in terms of, I mean, Attack on Titan right now, you know, it's at its pinnacle. It should be selling the most over here, but Demon Slayer is at number 2, and again, My Hero at number 1. And wow, honestly, I would be shocked if Shueisha allowed Horikoshi. It would have to be a straight up Horikoshi walking into their office and saying, I don't want to do this no more. I don't care no more. I'm walking away because, yo, at the very least, you're holding a throttle in the West, and Shueisha knows that that's a very valuable market and a very valuable place. For crying out loud, right now, one of the things that is looking like is for the sports arena, Haikyuu, considering it ended now, Shueisha doesn't have a stronghold over the sports manga arena or sports anime. Obviously, people still waiting for like the last season of Haikyuu. That's a different story. But nevertheless, when you got a series like Blue Lock coming for Kodansha, Blue Lock might be the next big thing, and it won't be from Shueisha in sports manga. And if they potentially made that mistake with Haikyuu, and like right now Kodansha is gonna have the ball for sports manga moving forward because they didn't have something to follow up with Haikyuu of a big sports series, unlike Kuroko, it went straight from Kuroko. Oh, Haikyuu's running with the baton right now, then they very well could lose that spot. Like, Kodansha been blowing up lately. Tokyo Revengers may not be the biggest in the West, but in Japan, it's tearing it up. And all it takes is for them to get another Attack on Titan, and there's nothing a big leader over here in the West, and boom, they become the number 1. But again, I gotta give massive congrats to My Hero at number 1 for 2 years in a row. Gonna be interesting to see what 2022 looks like for them in the West, because 2022, it's still gonna be running, but it's almost done. But, you know, with all the criticism and newer series popping up, and Chainsaw Man coming back, and Bleach return, it's gonna be crazy. And it's followed closely again by Kimetsu and Shingeki. Like, Demon Slayer, honestly, it's very popular over here, but it's just bananas that My Hero just trumps it over here. That, I guess, is a testament to, again, people. Like, this list is so wacky if you compare it to, like, the stuff that we talk about each and every week in Japan. Like, One Piece just being at 16, that's wild. Like, don't get me wrong, even in Japan, One Piece is starting to get a little bit bested, but, geez, it's, like, way below. And then Chainsaw Man, I feel like it's definitely a lot more popular, and probably, I don't even know, this list is wild. My Hero beating out Demon Slayer. Japan would never, but shout outs, and yeah. Enjoy that victory, because you're ready. I'm about to break your heart. I'm about to break your heart. I'm about to break your heart. My Hero Academia will be on break next week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 20. The series will resume in issue 21/22 as scheduled. Yeah, no My Hero, which y'all already know how I do it over here, how I give it up. I applaud the authors. Please go take that break, although it kind of sounds a little bit like, damn, there's a lot of breaks incoming, because if they're taking that break, right, for issue number 20, and then the series is going to resume in a double issue. Usually when they do double issues, it's because the next week they're going to be off as well. So we might get My Hero takes break, comes back, takes another break again, and comes back, because the magazine as a whole might be on break after that double issue, because again, that's usually when they do double issues. So yeah, My Hero on break, and it might have a break after it returns. So yeah, a lot of topsy-turvy stuff, and especially considering Horikoshi is really saying he wants to get it done this year, every break feels like it's going to break the manga, because that's one less chapter that Horikoshi has to play with if he is indeed on this crunch time deadline that he's really trying to lock in on. If he decides, yo, I am accomplishing this, I am achieving this at all costs, nothing is stopping me, yeah, he might be skipping out on things, and there might have been extra pieces of detail and stuff for this finale that we could have gotten that we're not getting, because it's break, back, break, back. You know what I'm saying? Break back. My back is hurting right now over all of this. God damn. But either way, we just gotta wait and see. Again, right now, as it stands, My Hero Academia taking a couple of breaks. Horikoshi rest up and whatnot, but this is wild. I honestly hope that Horikoshi is not hell-bent on that deadline, and he just says, you know what? We're going to probably miss it. We're going to need more time and screw it, because if not, it really doesn't feel like we can accomplish everything from now until the end of the year. But maybe that's me. I don't know. Because again, for all we know, we could be getting a time skip at the end of all this, right? It could be that My Hero Academia as a academia is going to end, and we're going to end up in a big, massive time skip, similar to what we're waiting for in Boruto, like a big rebrand, a big, hey, they're older now. It'll feel a little bit more relatable to us from the previous gen, a big shonen that we want to champion it and stuff like that. Like, now's the time for the Z, for the Shippuden. Like, here we go, because we got episode summaries for the upcoming episodes of Boruto, and I'm gonna run through these bad boys because I just gotta keep it G with you. I'm not really the most interested and enthusiastic about the Boruto anime right now. Of course, once we get to manga canon, and if I hear some crazy stuff, and if, hey, you're following it right now, which honestly, these spoilers could change my mind, who knows, it might be the craziest thing in the world and have me immediately like, yo dog, I gotta turn this camera off right now and go watch Boruto. But courtesy of Organic Dinosaur, summary for Boruto Anime Episode 244, Rift, airing on 4/10. While Boruto and his teammates were gradually making some progress towards preparing their battle strategy, they realized that a portion of the enemy forces were a step ahead of them and had already been heading towards the village. With their arrangements still incomplete, the village will be put in a perilous position. Karatachi Kagura is apprehensive about their own inadequate combat capabilities. If a situation should arrive, the curse seal that has been etched onto Kurosaki, Buton, Hebichiga, and Fuefuki Hihoho could be released. Who the hell are any of them? Since the person was originally marked from dies, then the one who are bound by the jutsu will also lose their lives. Although it'll be for a temporary period of time, the three of them will be free from it. Despite losing their bearings at first, the three of them have finally agreed to cooperate in battle with Kagura, Boruto, and the others. And then episode 245 for Boruto, Funamushi's Tennessee, airing on April 17th. As Funamushi's main forces, who have an allegiance to the Funato clan, approach the village, Boruto and the others attempt to ensnare their enemies by setting up traps. Each of them are standing by on high alert at their respective locations. Despite their preparations, somehow their enemy has seen through their plans. Suddenly, they all get plunged into an all-out battle. Even though Boruto and his comrades are flustered, they engage their enemies head-on and cooperate with one another. They're outnumbered by their enemies. However, Funamushi is still burning with revenge. Boruto and his teammates get driven into a corner when Funamushi unleashes a strong jutsu. Then we got episode 246, a grave injury, coming out April 24th. Boruto and his comrades have managed to endure a difficult battle, but at any rate, they were successful in making Funamushi's forces retreat. However, that came at a very steep cost. Meanwhile, in neighboring seas of the water country, the Mizukage, Chojiro, and the shinobi who have gathered from Kiragakure are continuing to have a standoff with the pirates who have amassed there. Even though this is part of their strategy, Tenma can't seem to hide his frustrations at how slowly their battle has been progressing. His brother-in-law, Isari, says to be patient and try to wait for an opportune moment. Tenma wants to live up to Arumi's expectations, who is his father-in-law and head of the Funato clan. He then starts to set some things in motion in order to advance the battle's progression in one fell swoop. And lastly, episode 247 for Kagura's sake, on May 1st, the day before my daughter's birthday, May 2nd. Hey! During the battle against Funamushi's forces, Boruto and his comrades have sustained some serious injuries. They decide to settle things once and for all against Funamushi the next time that they engage in another fierce battle. After all, they're children in the village that they hope will be spared from harm during any future conflicts. Meanwhile, Ikada's older sister, Seiden, has sustained a grave injury. Funamushi is boiling over with a desire for vengeance against Boruto and his teammates. In addition, Araumi is informed by Isare that Tenma has died in combat. With Seiden on the edge between life and death due to her serious wounds from battling, he explodes with rage at yet another tragedy. Arumi declares, from now on, I'll be taking command over the battle myself. And that was a lot. And I just gotta be honest with you, none of that sounded interesting to me at all, because for starters, it's continuing off from the previous episodes. It's an ongoing arc and whatnot, and it doesn't sound the most exciting. Like, the fact that Chojiro is involved and Kagura is involved, those things kind of sound a little bit interesting, and it reminds me from what it sounds like the Bloody Mist Village arc that they had very early on in Boruto. Like, I really liked that arc. I thought that they did a good job having them. It was like a class trip, but it also showed that even though the Mist Village tried to hide their old ways, there was still some people that was kind of worshiping that. It reminded me of like Hori Jones, how he couldn't accept that the village had changed and whatnot. Like, that's kind of what it gave me a vibe of. And yeah, I just gotta keep it all the way funky. Those don't sound great to me, and I'm gonna stress right now, right? I'm gonna be very, very clear about this. I haven't faithfully watched the Boruto anime in a few months, but as it stands right now, with these episodes in particular, not only am I not excited about watching this, it's probably gonna be a while. Unless y'all tell me, like, the only thing that could change my mind is if I get a way crazy amount of people telling me, like, yo, Fornev, maybe you should just give this a second look. It may not sound crazy or whatnot, but trust me, it's good. I'll definitely take a look. I have no problem with saying, oh, snap, you know, I was judging it off what it sounds like, but it's actually pretty good. I have no problem with that. Yeah, as it stands right now, this isn't something that I'm interested in at all. It just doesn't, like, it sounds straight up like, ooh. But no offense, and if you enjoy it and you feel like it adds to the experience of the Boruto anime for you, by all means, feel free. It's just not cutting the mustard based off those descriptions for moi. And I hate to get sad on you guys, but at the end of the day, we do have something very important to announce, and it's very sad to say that we lost a legend. We lost an absolute legend because the series that this man created is one of the biggest series out there, one of the biggest kids cartoon, I guess you could say, over there in Japan, one of the biggest kids anime. They try to bring it over here from time to time. I think they had it on like a couple of cable channels at one point, and I think they had like some pop figures. I think I even have it of this series, but ultimately it never really blew up. But either way, this is a legendary series, and it's real sad to say that the creator of Doraemon has passed away. And I was like, whoa, because I know that Doraemon is massive, okay? Doraemon is massive. Again, it didn't work out for whatever reason. I think a cultural difference, to be honest with you, between the United States and the West and Japan, but it never really came over here and pop, but over there in Japan, this thing is huge. And sadly, it said Doraemon creator passed away. RIP legend Fujiko Fujio, that's the author of Doraemon, and wow, it's just kind of sad. Oh wow, did he do the Laughing Salesman? Oh my god, if he was responsible for the Laughing Salesman, which it seems to be the case because it looks like those are some of the series that he's done. I love that. Oh my god, that was such a really enjoyable anime. And RIP, man. Absolutely RIP. People don't realize, like, there's some series that just because it doesn't blow up over here doesn't mean it's not a big deal. Like Detective Conan Case Closed, just because it's not big over here doesn't mean it's not one of the biggest series over there in Japan. And every episode all over, it's like The Simpsons over there. People just love watching Detective Conan. That was kind of somewhat with kids Doraemon. And again, this legend will never be forgotten. Doraemon is huge, humongous, not only in Japan, but outside of Japan as well. And yeah, it's wow. I don't really want to dwell on this too much. I guess I want to just send condolences to his family and say that he left his mark. And yeah, because, you know, this is just sad stuff. It's really sad stuff, and I don't want to stay here with it. But I don't want to sad us out completely, so let's just jump over to the Weekly Shonen, jump all the comments, and see what some of these authors are talking about. Because some of them be bugging, some of them be wilding, some of them be saying some off-the-wall stuff, some of them be saying stuff that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Cultural difference, cultural clash, hello! But let's see if we can get something fly going, because for starters, we got Eiichiro Oda, creator of One Piece. The latest issue of One Piece magazine features the boys. Thanks to Boichi Sensei again. It's pure arts. So Oda is acknowledging the greatness. Oda understands. Yo, dog, if you got Boichi on your series, you're doing all right, fam. You're doing great. And, you know, at the end of the day, there's people that say that they wish that Boichi drew One Piece. That's how freaking amazing that art is, which I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about that, because one of the charms of One Piece, for better or worse, some people, you know, criticize it for it, but it's that wackiness, that goofiness, that zaniness that art provides. And Boichi doing an Ace manga is different. Ace, right, his story is very serious. He's a very serious character. That's not necessarily the same situation with, you know, Monkey D. Luffy, the goofy character.
Oh, yeah, baby. Sorry.
That's my nephew. He's playing J-Stars, in case you can't tell back there. Yeah. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, he's actually like buzzing some tail back there. Anywho, that's my nephew, lads. And following that, we got Yuji Kaku, author of Ashimon, which, hey, it's actually a little bit up in the rankings again. That's pretty dope in the TOC. He said, even when I think this is what I'll do for my next author comment, I always forget. Oh, God. Okay, the joke is old already, dog. Like, come on, fam. I know you're a mangaka. Probably stick to your lane, you know, jumping into that comedy aisle. Like, you looking like the T.I. of mangaka right now, dog. Like, yo, where's Godfrey? Godfrey! By the way, that is totally a very silly and immature joke. TIP, if you are watching this, dog, my bad, lads. I'm just a little comic book nerd. Then we got the author of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gege Akutami. If I ever time travel and meet my younger self, I'm gonna tell him, get in shape. Seriously. Yo, if that's not the most facts of facts upon facts, then god damn it, there's no such thing as facts. Meanwhile, Yuki Tabata is talking with a little love letter to his fans. Author of Black Clover said, to all my fans, thank you so much for the Valentine's Day chocolates again this year. Some people do it every year, and I really appreciate it. Nah, y'all really really don't know. Like, y'all think, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like we have sometimes that impression of like, yo, there's just a million people out there and it's hard to really understand. Y'all don't realize sometimes like those little messages, like sometimes people be hitting me up with like the most really heartfelt messages of like just inspiring and cheering me on and stuff like that. Yo, that makes your day. Like, honestly, for a content creator like myself, sometimes it just reminds me like, oh, word, they really do rock my shit. Yo, I am making a change. You know what I'm saying? There's people that really, they don't got like nobody to talk to. They don't got no friends. They don't got nothing of anything when it comes to their interests, hobbies of anime and manga. And they feel like, you know, they rock with me. I feel like we have this bond. It's a weird thing, but, you know, this is where we are in 2022. And I rock with it heavy. And I'm just saying, next Valentine's Day, dog, I got like, you know, over 500,000, 600,000 of you guys. Yo, if y'all want to send me some chocolates, dog, I don't need them. Just say what's up. Happy Valentine's Day for Nev. Of course, get healthy, lad, and plus we're fasting around here right now. Meanwhile, Hajime Komodo, author of Martial Magic and Muscle, said, when this is over, I want to go on a trip somewhere with a warm beach. Is he referring to like the series itself, or like is it something to do with his previous comment, like maybe he's sick or something like that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it sounds like the author of Martial, he gives little inklings of he probably realizes that writing manga is really, really hard and he's not that enthusiastic about it. Maybe that's why he came out with that comment, what was it, last year, saying, hey, series is half over, we're ending it soon, dog, it's not gonna be one of those long runners. And then Jump was like, no, you're gonna be a long runner, this is Weekly Shonen Jump, you're in here forever. It's like some pact or some shit. It's like a blood pact in order to be in Shonen Jump. Like, you gotta cut your finger and go to the editor of Shonen Jump, the chief editor, and be like, please, Shonen Jump, allow me. I don't know, something cringy like that. That was cringe, lad. And let's wrap this one off with Gen Osuka from Doran at dead last, and that's not a good sign. So not only the latest volume flopped and it sold horribly, now it's also, yeah, Doran, it's out of here. But he said, I can finish a Haagen-Dazs cup instantly. Were they always this small? They've been decreasing the size for a long time, and honestly, that was, I'm talking of knowledge of like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. Like, I haven't ate a Haagen-Dazs ice cream in ages. I am going to lie to you, but I remember I was like, they're smaller and smaller. And then I can only imagine, because the U.S., you know, they pack our portion sizes. Over there in Japan, probably giving them a tiny little thing like a dot or some shit. Like, yo, dog, this is all the Haagen-Dazs we could put in there. We got to, you know, conserve and shit like that. Everything's going up. The economy, capitalism. I've been talking about capitalism a lot lately, and I know a few of you are like, yo, Fornev, what's with all the capitalism? I don't know. It's just kind of like a word thrown around from time to time, I guess. I mean, I know what it means, but yeah. But again, shout out to all the authors of Weekly Shonen Jump. Always a pleasure to hear what they got to say, including Oda, which again, we got to report on him because some crazy stuff is going down in the world of One Piece every day. And we got 2 pieces of updates, including One Piece Gakuen by Sohei Koji, which I want to say is like a class gag series, will be starting to simul-publish at Shonen Jump Plus's app, which I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, One Piece Gakuen was a Saikyo Jump serialization, and it seems as though they're like, okay, we're gonna put it in Jump Plus. I personally think, and maybe this is just me, maybe I'm off on this, I think a lot of those chibi series kind of flop. They try to market and take some of their popular titles and make chibi things of like, yo, dog, if we make it Baby Eyes, like, you know, Baby Looney Tunes or some shit, it could pop with new kids, and it never does. And it's unfortunate because some of those, like, I really loved Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals, Naruto SD, Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals. That shit was hilarious. I loved it. Not every episode, and there was an abundance of poopy jokes, but nevertheless, that was hilarious. Like, I don't think they should target those towards like kids, and maybe if anything, make like seinen versions of it or something like that. That is like, hey, very big warning, this is a little bit more of mature humor. It doesn't have to go completely the other way of like, yo, it's dark as hell, but like, yo, just, you know what I'm saying? But for fans of that, that'd be interesting if they actually brought it over here and translated it. I'd like a little joke chapter here and there, but also something even bigger that is really awesome is we got a full-on release of all of the Straw Hats and their new designs for the upcoming One Piece Film Red film. And looking at it right here off the top of the gate, we got Frankie yet again looking wacky and weird. It looks like he got, oh my god, that kind of looks like a microwave. It's like he has a microwave with like a stop button attached to him. Oh my god, it looks like the YouTube icon in a way, but on a microwave or something. Okay. And then we got Robin. Robin, very basic, but that's always the beauty of Robin. That's why Robin is like Robin Chuan, like the one you marry. You know what I'm saying? Look at her. She's just basic but elegant. Then you got Sanji. I ain't gonna lie, Sanji looks so swag. He looks straight out of France. Aha, bonjour, mademoiselle. And then Nami, dog. Nami. Woohoo! Woo! Getting a little bit hot in here. Then Luffy, that shirt. Oh my god, I need that shirt. Hold on, I gotta screenshot that. Yo, do y'all want me to like put that on a shirt or something? I could, do something. That looks fire. And Zoro straight up looks. Oh my god, that's my favorite of all of them. That shirt right there. What? That looks swag the hell out. Yo, why is Jinbei looking like Elvis, though? Like, yo, no. Hey! Yo, Brook. Holy cow. Brook looks like he's a part of Gen Z. Then we got Usopp reppin' for Kiss. And, yo, that's straight up probably a crossover and homage to Kiss. And it looks really dope. And if you think about it, holy cow. I wonder if all of them are homages to, like, things from different time periods. Because that's a band, Kiss. That's Elvis back there. Are any of the other ones an homage to like popular bands or anything like that? Or is it just a coinky dink with those two? I mean, who knows? Maybe Brook could be like a hip hop artist. That's kind of cool. Like, think about it. He got the hoodie and everything. He looks dope. Then Chopper is Chopper. Chupa! Wasn't there like a character part of like the CP9 that said that shit all the time and it was mad annoying? Chupa! Wonder what happened to the poor little fella. But yeah, for the most part, again, I gotta keep on saying this. This is stereotypical for a One Piece film for them to look good. If it didn't, I would be, whoa. Or if they went an edgy route or something like that, the only thing that really is like, holy shit, is again, Zoro looks swag the hell out. We got Kiss up in this bad boy with Usopp, which, my favorite Straw Hat. Gotta do it big with the heavy metal. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Tell me I couldn't pass off, yo, dog. Right here. And even more facts is the fact that the Dragon Ball Super movie, y'all remember that? Yeah, remember it got, hiatus, pushed back, the whole big hack, Toei Animation. We talked about it a bunch of times here on Forever News. Well, there's a little bit of an update and maybe a silver lining here. Because along with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the film that was coming out, and I say silver lining as if I'm like excited and really looking forward to this film. But they were supposed to be releasing, again, some novels alongside this film to kind of coincide and whatnot. And I believe they were supposed to release around the same date, maybe even on the same date or something like that. But of course, y'all know Dragon Ball Super Superhero was delayed, and I don't believe they have a solid date yet. But according to this, it says Dragon Ball Super Superhero novels have both been seemingly rescheduled to June 30th, 2022 at Shueisha Books' website. So if there is no confirmation on a date yet, you can bet that at the very least, probably by June 30th, the film will be out. I'm not gonna lie, it does give them an opportunity to change some things and do some things. I don't know if they want to just throw the 3D CG out and do a whole 2D movie and all of that jazz. I'd be fine with it. If they did that, they would be legends. I'm not even gonna lie. If they straight up say, yo, we didn't want to insult y'all, we threw that shit out, we made a new movie, we put a whole bunch of time and money into it, we did it. Which is unrealistic because, yeah, it's not that long from now until the movie's supposed to come out, and you can't make a giant new 2D movie in that time. But it would be freaking awesome. But not as awesome as, well, to some people anyway. I don't know if I'm necessarily the most excited about this, as Kochikame creator Osamu Akimoto publishing a new one-shot in Graham Jump issue number 11, out 2022, May 2nd, which, again, my daughter's birthday. I'm always keep saying that. Shout outs to my daughter. I love my princess. That's my light and joy. But yeah, the author of Kochikame, in case you don't know about Kochikame, you probably don't know about Kochikame. It's one of the longest running Shonen Jump series. It ended a few years ago, but it ran for like a gajillion years, like the 70s or something like that. And it was shocking to even hear that the author ended it. But the fact that he's creating a new one-shot, that's interesting. I wonder if he's going to try and get a new publication, or this new one-shot is literally just going to be more Kochikame. Maybe he said, you know what, I'm not drawing this shit every week anymore, but I could do, every 3 months, give you guys a Kochikame chapter for the editorial staff to get a little bit of nostalgia and have a little smile. Like, what if that's literally the only reason that they still bring him back for Kochikame? Like, forget the business side of things. It's like, yo, no, our mental health, we need Kochikame in here right now. We ain't gonna write no more here in Weekly Shonen Jump. We shutting shit down until we get more jokes from Kochikame, that one-eyebrowed cop motherfucker. That would be both hilarious and awkward, and I would be like, god damn, their business acumen is all the way messed up. So messed up that it had me do something that I haven't done in a while, and that's talk about the top 10 selling manga series of the week. Again, this is the total series. This is not like one volume per series. This is everything that the series sold this week. And coming in at number 10 is Record of Ragnarok, selling 63,000 copies, a little over 63. That's pretty good. Shout outs to Record of Ragnarok, continuing on to rise. Then we got Chikyu no Undo ni Suite, and that did 67,000. I've never heard of that as a Shogakukan title. Shout outs to Shogakukan. Sometimes I go a little overboard because they are the weakest of the big three, so to speak. You know, Shueisha, Kodansha, and Shogakukan. But when they got a title on the board, I like to give them some props. Then we got Blue Lock at number 8, 70,000. Again, Kodansha in there like swimwear. Honey Lemon Soda. One day I'll read it. Probably when it gets an anime, I'll check out an episode out of curiosity. Mystery Tall Luna Kare. That's still doing numbers. 113,000. We constantly joke about it because I've never heard of it, but it's a thing. Meanwhile, Spy Family at number 5, cooling with 117,000. Tokyo Revengers still. Tokyo Revengers has been on the charts in the top 10 for like a year now or something, close to it or something. It's crazy. That one is doing 124,910. Then we got My Dress Up Darling, number 3 with 166,000. Again, I don't know what the hell that is. And number 2, Jujutsu Kaisen, 204,000. And number 1, One Piece, 263,000, which is very, very interesting to see. Nevertheless, shout outs to all of them. But wow, because when we're looking at the top 50 of the week for last week, I want to say that One Piece had been number 2, it looked like. So interestingly enough, the back volumes for One Piece came through, or the sales of the volumes or whatever's going on right now came through and gave it the number 1. And I like to see it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it when a series gives competition to One Piece, but I also like to see the GOAT come through, do GOAT things, you know, 20 plus years into the game, still hitting number 1, out doing the big dog of right now, Jujutsu Kaisen. Shout outs to Oda. And you may have missed it on a previous episode of Forever News, but pretty much things have been getting really, really dicey between voice actors and the anime industry. In case you don't know, recently some voice actors came out and exposed the anime industry and said, yo, dog, we just did the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film, you know, the one that has surpassed Dragon Ball Super Broly. That is one of the biggest anime films today. Did like 30 million in the box office already in the West alone, globally over 100 million and whatnot. You know that little film? Well, guess how much the English dub voice actors all got paid. Every last one of them got paid within this range. Because if you missed the last episode, anywhere from $100 to $600 for the film is what they made. Not $600 an hour, not any of that. No, not even $100 an hour. They either made $100 or anywhere from that to $600 for the entire $30 million profit thus far film in the United States box office, Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's been a disaster. I am supporting the actors on this one. That is really, really disgusting. All of them are making pennies when this film is making millions, and things is getting more dicey, and it looks like people are riling up and people are fighting back. It looks like the voice actors are not standing down on this one, just like the Writers Guild is fighting for better wages on animation scripts and whatnot. The voice actors are fighting back too, and it says here, SAG-AFTRA labor union issued do not work notice on Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai English dub. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, aka SAG-AFTRA labor union, issued a do not work notice on the Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai English dub, listed as Dragon Quest Legend of Dai, on April 22nd, 2021. The statement is as follows: please be advised that Ocean Media, the producer of the English language dubbing series Dragon Quest Legend of Dai, has refused to execute a basic minimum agreement that is in full force and effect for work with respect to this series. As such, SAG-AFTRA members are hereby, I'm saying AFTRA, I'm not going to keep spelling that shit out, I'm sorry. Like noble cause, but the cause isn't that noble to make me keep repeating myself like that. Members are hereby instructed to withhold any acting services for this production until further notice. Please note, accepting employment or rendering services on Dragon Quest Legend of Dai may be considered a violation of Global Rule 1. Therefore, all SAG-AFTRA members are hereby informed that no member may accept work or appear on the above production. Violating this order may result in disciplinary action in accordance with the SAG-AFTRA Constitution. SAG-AFTRA represents over 160,000 performers, including voice actors, and negotiates contracts with studios to guarantee consistent pay, working conditions, contributions toward health insurance and pension, and preferential casting for union members. In the wake of the Crunchyroll Funimation merger, anime dub actors have highlighted the historical and ongoing underrepresentation of union dubs in the North American anime dubbing industry. The anime of Riku Sanjo and Koji Inada's Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai premiered, of course, October 2020. So if you was hoping for a Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai dub, don't hold your breath, because things is going to get worse before they get better. Y'all know these corporations and conglomerates, they look at it like this. We just dropped billions for this. You think we... Sweetheart, was it billions or hundreds of millions? I forget, to be honest with you, but they're probably like, sweetheart, we can't divulge any more money. We've already dashed all of it out of our pockets. You gotta go get a little trinket over there. We'll give you a little bit of cake. And that's probably legit how they see things in terms of like, dog, we just bought you think we just spent all this money and we're gonna give you guys extra money and a bonus? Like... Although here's where things is going to get interesting, right? Because look at it like this. When which I believe they're referred to as this. Don't quote me. I remember this from like back in the day. What was it? Sister. Oh my God. I'm referencing Sister. I believe they're called scabs, where you work where like pretty much if there's a strike and everybody's like, we're on strike, and you will work for that company, you're considered like a scab or something. Maybe I'm saying the wrong word. I don't know. But either way, you're crossing the picket fence and you're doing the wrong thing essentially in their eyes, and there's going to be repercussions for that. So anybody, even you watching this right now, let's just say you're an aspiring voice actor, you want to get into the anime industry, you want to do something really awesome, and you're like, yo, dog, they offered me a spot at Dragon Quest Adventure Die. I did the audition, they offering me this, and now I'm hearing this on Forever News. What do I do? And I'll be honest with you, if you do this, you can very well get a role in there. You might even get good with the production company there. They might be like, yo, we needed it, thank you so much. But you can probably kiss ever working in a capacity with some of these people goodbye. They're probably gonna be like, oh, anybody that works for them, y'all never gonna be able to get involved in us, y'all can't join this guild, nothing. Which is a real big shame, because yo, dog, if I ain't signed with you guys, I ain't violate nothing. But I could see at the very least, at the most minuscule level of it, the voice actors that are a part of that guild giving side eye to anybody that works there. Even if you're a newbie, even if this is like your dream job, some of them don't see it that way. Some of them see like, you're messing with my income right now, screw you. And that's just kind of crazy that Dragon Quest Adventure Die, I don't want to say it's dead on arrival or anything like that, but definitely, yeah, there's probably not going to be much traction over here in the West, considering like if they're holding this dub over, and it's probably been a while. This has probably been going on for some time, because they said that this was listed as April of 2021. This was listed for over a year ago at this particular point, and Adventure of Die been out since 2020, so they've been sitting on this for a year and still saying, we're not doing it, give us a raise or we're not doing it. And then, you know, all this more disrespect with what happened with Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and stuff like that. They're probably like, yo, enough is enough. We get pushed so much around, we're pushing back, we're not doing this. And bravo to them. Standing up to the corporations. I respect it. I get it. It's admirable. I don't know where that'll leave you in the future, because if the corporations decide, you know what? Greg over there knows how to voice act. Greg, stay away from them. We don't care about them. You come over here, dog. You're the new guy right here. As a matter of fact, you're taking over the role right now. You're the MC. And Greg is like, oh my God, I am Die now. Yay. And then they look at everybody that is protesting outside and slam the doors. And a company could do that. It would be horrible press. I don't think it would work. And they'd probably do something a little bit different so that they don't look as basically heartless. But yeah, that's oftentimes how a lot of companies move, because a news cycle is only going to last so long, right? I mean, at the end of the day, some people are very persistent, and shout outs to them that they'll keep on, you know, campaigning or whatever, but people look at it as they're going to get tired eventually. And yeah, so we'll see where this story goes. But as it stands right now, again, it looks like it's going to continue to get even more ugly before it gets better, with the battle between the voice actors and the anime industry in terms of trying to get higher wages, because they're not trying to budge. Real big shame. But that's all we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, something that I didn't talk about that you're like, yo, Forever, you should talk about that one. Let me know. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace, and you guys just watched another episode of Forever News. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. I'm just saying. Oh, you should totally like subscribe. You are what I know, so just go to find me.